Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Geeks and Degenerates. Today, we're talking about the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and with us are two guests from Culture Pit. You know Seb, Triana, goddammit, and we have a new face. Welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for being here.
Hello. Oh, I'm glad to be invited. Thank you.
That's good. Jesus Christ, Seb.
Uh, Before we get started, I would like to thank
Do the
for
kids like me now?
Please don't say that.
We're we're hip and with
Please
it.
don't say
He's
that.
oh
funky
god.
fresh.
I'd just like to thank you so much for the new logo. We really appreciate it.
Oh,
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
She's the one to
no,
thank for her amazing banner now, pretty
Yeah.
well,
much.
Gucci. I just wanted it to reflect what you guys are, geeks and degenerates. So, I
Thank you.
do I want to know why though there's a cupcake in the original logo.
We don't know.
That's what
I don't
Canva
know.
gave me.
That's all Enzo.
All right.
Like
Keep it though.
He took Mr. Bean's wallpaper and this is us.
This is this is.
All
I
right.
have an idea.
All
Love
right.
it.
there was an idea.
Yes. The,
I
I
the
can
name
always put the
actually
cupcake back in.
the name actually came from Joe Mark, so credits go to him.
The cupcake wasn't. That was
Yeah,
from
the came.
Enzo.
Yes. But anyway, just like one division, I'll ask the board, what do you guys think of the show going in, and what were your impressions after you
One
watched it?
division
No,
or
no,
Falcon,
no. Falcon and Winter
Falcon Winter
Soldier.
Soldier, Bucky Sam.
okay. I hmm. I liked it. It's up to 10, right? I'll give it a
Uh,
9
well,
out of
Wait,
10.
Oh
no,
well.
no, no. What did you think?
Oh,
What are your
Sorry,
first?
what did you think going
spoiler
in?
alert, guys.
Yeah.
oh,
What did you think going in?
going in, I wasn't really expecting much because, yeah, I'm not like super. I don't religiously follow the MCU,
Hmm.
so I was just going in, and then the first episode, I got hooked.
But you haven't even seen like the Winter Soldier movie.
I mean, I have, but it's very blurry. Like I just know them. Like yeah, I know the Winter Soldier. I know the guy with the wing. It's
Alright.
that bad.
the guy with the wings.
The guy with the wings.
The guy.
His the
Yeah.
dude's name is in the title. God damn it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, okay. To be fair, when Seb asked me to watch it, he used to they joke in Culture Pit that him and Paolo are similar. So there was a
Hmm.
point where they would just call it Pau and Seb show. So I was just like, all right, sure, let's watch it. So
All
So
right.
this is your doing.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Just
but yeah, it was very entertaining. Yeah, like for me, who's not a super hardcore fan, like I
Hmm.
got so hooked into it that like I'm in a podcast now talking about it. So
Yeah. When
yeah,
I
it was really good. Would definitely recommend to other people, even if it's like their first time getting into the MCU.
Yeah.
wow.
Pretty cool. I don't know.
Yeah.
Nah.
From the trailers and from what I saw, I was like, this kind of reminds me a lot of the Winter Soldier movie, which I really love. So going to it, I was excited, and then after watching, it's like, damn, it's a really good show. It's one of my favorite shows of not of just this year, but of ever actually. The action's good, the characters are good.
Over Breaking Bad.
Dude, it sounds like you're
Ooh,
talking to your mic as you're stepping on your mic. Like,
oh, oh shit. Man.
Yeah.
it's slightly better now, I think.
Okay,
Uh,
who wants to
Anyway,
go next?
go on.
yeah. How about you, sir? What was your thoughts on like going in?
I didn't give a shit about the show. Like,
What?
What
going
really?
into it.
Oh,
No,
right,
going
right, right,
into
right.
it, I didn't give a shit. Like,
Uh,
I knew I liked Bucky, but I didn't like him as a good guy. Like to me, I feel like they nerfed the shit out of his character after his first movie. He had to be nice now. I was just like, give this fucker
Okay.
back his mask. Have this fucker speak Russian again and not know who he is because that was the coolest he was.
Yeah.
I didn't care about Sam. He's funny, but I didn't care about Sam because they gave us no reason to care about Sam. Um, so going into it, I was like, I like comic book related things better as shows because as comics go, they are serialized. They always have been. So if you're gonna give us a way to watch this that is more serialized, episode by episode, completing a specific storyline until you come to the conclusion, to me that feels more like comics. And every time that you slow down, a comic book story usually pans out better for me. I liked Daredevil better as a show. Punisher was phenomenal as a show. Um,
Yes.
Star Wars was better when the Mandalorian showed up. So to me, any of this geek shit is way better when you serialize it.
Hmm.
Um, and I had that kind of optimism going in, and I already saw WandaVision. And I was like, all right, that was okay. I really didn't give that much of a shit about it, but like as it is, it's okay. If you're a Wanda fan, it's the best thing ever. Uh, but besides that, I was like, I want to be more like I knew it was gonna be more militant, and I'm a COD guy, so I was like, well, at least we're gonna see some military shit going on in this show. And the first episode, I was like, God damn, they ain't kidding around here. Bucky's fucking amazing. Like, sure, he fucking looks like the best Luke Skywalker look ever right
Yes.
now with the clean cut and the he looks very pro tag, but like this trauma from his past and his inability to move on with life despite all of this shit being over. It's something that I related to on a spiritual level because, as you guys know, that is my entire past. Like, I have a tainted past full of nothing but violence and terrible things. So I know how it feels like to be a person who is now no longer in that state and doesn't know what to do. Uh, and that's like Bucky. Gave me a lot of perspective on where to move on with life, and it's a story that I just really relate to. So I could not watch it. Like to this day, Fridays feel empty
Yes.
without
Actually,
knowing that there's a Bucky Sam episode. I call it
That's
Bucky
true.
Sam because that's a way too long title for anyone to say regularly.
Yes.
Even
And then
type out.
and then they gave us my favorite MCU villain to date, Zemo.
oh yeah.
So
Yes.
like there was nothing about the show that I didn't like except for the amount of episodes we were given. Like that's the only complaint I have about the show. Besides that, everything was perfectly done. Some could say that the action was nerfed from, let's say, Winter Soldier,
It was
because
no,
like
not much Cali.
the editing in the fights weren't that good. Like there were a couple of too much shaky cam in certain parts. There were a couple too many cuts in certain parts. The choreography was amazing. Like you could tell, like this was Winter Soldier levels of choreography. But the editing was a bit underwhelming. But you could tell that they put in like movie amounts of money into making this good. Like the first sequence where you see Falcon fly,
Oh yeah.
that's insane.
Yes.
Like it was so well shot. Like it made me feel like I was watching Mission Impossible.
Yeah, it didn't feel like a series.
Yeah, that entire sequence was just phenomenal. The chemistry between the whole cast is phenomenal. Even like characters that don't matter that much, like Sarah. It was just great to watch her interact with Sam, interacting with Bucky. Um, uh, what's his name? Blackton America. Um,
Black
I,
Panther.
I, I say it badly.
Isaiah, yeah,
Oh,
Isaiah.
okay.
When this man told when this man told Sam and Bucky to leave his house, bro, I nearly left my house. I was like, damn, I think I gotta go. Wait, I live here. Wait, no, no, well, no. He told you to go though. You're right. I should go. I live here. It was so well acted. Like, give this show all of the Emmys. If the Oscars could give them Oscars, I'd give them that. Uh, if 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 they could get fucking Grammys for the music, whatever, just give it to them. The rendition of Star Spangled Man with a Plan, fire, absolute fire. Everything was good about the show. The topics they were willing to talk about and how they were able to expound on it and how to make it thematically fit into everything. It was seamless and it felt not forced. I love this show like from episode 1. This is an easy show to get
Yeah.
into. It's not
Yes.
like WandaVision where it'll take time.
Yeah.
This show will pull you in from episode 1. Yeah.
How
It
about you, Ed?
will.
Edwin.
How about you, Ed? Like,
All
what was
right.
your thoughts? Like seeing a
Right.
trailer at least.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm actually coming from a standpoint where I actually didn't see any of the promotional material before
Same.
Oh.
actually watching the show. Like I just heard about it from friends and shit. And I haven't seen WandaVision yet. So like full disclaimer. This is like the first phase 4 thing I've seen, I guess.
Spider-Man.
And what?
Spider-Man was Phase 4.
Oh right, yeah, shit.
Yeah.
Right, that
Yeah.
In
movie.
a series, I
Um,
guess.
Mm.
yeah,
It's
the
just
Phase
become
4 show.
actually.
But yeah, the biggest thing I was kind of concerned about, I guess, going into the show was I was wondering about how if the show would kind of suffer from a drop in quality from the movies because it's a show and shows just naturally don't have as big of a budget as movies. So I was worried about how just visuals and general production quality would look. And honestly, like it stands up really fucking well to the movies.
Yeah.
And like this show looks amazing. Like say what you will, like this show is well fucking made. Like everything about it is on point and its quality holds up. It holds its own well enough against any of the
Like,
MCU movies. Better than some, arguably. Like, I'd say this movie had better visuals than like Civil War. Like one of my
Ooh.
one of my big
mm,
gripes about Civil War was how they did the effects and shit. Like the
Goopy
effects in Civil War,
Spider-Man.
goopy Spider Man and Play-Doh Iron Man suit.
I,
the
I
Iron Man
I did
suit.
see in certain parts, like in the airport scene especially, like it felt like Tony's head was floating over the suit in a way.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. I
Oh,
saw that one. I saw
And
that one.
people often praise the effects of Civil War, and sometimes I get it, but at other times are really fucking dope. Because to me, it
Other times
really
it's
looked
really
like
fucking bad.
Tony's head was floating over his suit.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
when they encountered each other at wherever they were holding the Winter Soldiers, I was like, this looks good, but in light, it just looked like, man, this suit's shaking and Tony's head isn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just pretty much floating.
Yeah. And so I was really happy about that. Again, like Seb already said this, but I'm sort of in the same camp where I agree that formats like TV shows suit this kind of storytelling much better, just because of how comics are, like like at their nature in their nature. So it had that going for it. I think. Well, I'll talk about the rest of it when we actually get into the rest of the video. But
Yeah.
yeah, episode one makes a really strong first impression.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Like that should pulled me in. Like I binged this entire thing in a day.
Ooh,
Mm.
nice.
Yeah, like I waited for all the episodes to come out and it just and like it
It's
was
a good day.
yeah it's I think it's also like I haven't had that feeling in a long time too, where it's I can just watch a show, like sit down and just not do anything for like a couple hours and like not notice how much time has gone by.
yeah.
Snyder
Yeah, it
cut
was really good.
feels.
Yeah.
Snyder cut feels literally.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
The show has a lot of standout characters who are both new and returning, and one of the newer characters that really stood out is John Walker, aka U.S. Agent. I think, as Seb said, he's one of the best Marvel villains ever.
Him
Like
and Z.
I mean, I was
him,
talking
Zemo.
about Zemo, but like
Wait, excuse me. Yeah, I got confused there too.
I did point out Zemo, but I do think that Walker is one of the
Yeah.
best characters that they
I don't
have written.
I don't think he's a villain
I
yet.
don't think he's a villain. I don't
Yeah,
think
I
he
don't think
was
he's a
ever a
villain.
I
villain.
really don't think he's a villain.
U.S. Agent isn't a villain in the comics either.
Yeah.
Like he was like
Just
He's not a
for like
villain.
misunderstood.
a small bit. Um, but like let's put it like this: if Wanda did what she did, John Walker's is like nothing.
Yes.
True.
Yes.
Like Wanda's a psychopath, and John Walker made a mistake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
You
it's
know.
understandable. His friend just died in front of him, and he took out his rage on one of the super soldiers.
Hmm.
And by the end of the series, though, he kind of redeems himself too, because he saves that van full of the truck. Yeah, van full of people that's about to fall down. Like he can go after Carly or save them. He chooses to save them. So anyway, he
That's
redeems himself.
It
I
Yeah,
still
like how
shocks me that it's Kurt Russell's son though.
yeah,
yeah,
It really
yeah.
shocked me. I'm like,
And man, this guy's the only man on earth that I can see being able to disguise himself without wearing like a full on face mask. This man looks different from every angle. Like that's
He was
something
a
we
shapeshifter.
constantly pointed out. Like this guy is as full of like if he's a scroll, I wouldn't be surprised because like when he turns his head while wearing the Captain America helmet, it's a different dude. Every angle, 3 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, different dude, bro. Like
Yeah.
the more facial hair he grew too, like the more different he looked. Also, yeah.
And he has the best screaming line in the show, going Morganta.
Mm.
Morgan.
Yep. The goose meme. The goose meme always comes to mind.
Yes.
The
He
goose.
was
Yeah.
very memeable.
He was really
He
memeable.
was so memeable.
Very
I
good.
made one meme where I compared his first appearance to Squidward.
What do you
Like I
mean?
called this guy Squidward for a while because he looks exactly like Squidward. Like his first appearance on the show where he like winks into the camera and shit. I'm like, the fuck is Squidward wearing blue for?
They compared him to Squidward and Carl from Up. It was like the most common
Yes.
meme.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Wait. What?
He does look like him.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
does
he
Put
look
a
like
was
put a
like the
helmet
guy
on
fucking
Carl, he
Up.
looks like him.
I'm scared now.
God damn it. You're
I
right.
can't do it now.
The moment of realization.
It's the nose. When I
Yes, the
compare it to
nose.
Yeah,
Carl, it's the
it's the
nose.
chin.
It's
It's
also the
also
he
the
Yeah, it's a
chin.
chin
chin
too.
too.
the actor posted it himself. Like even he found that Carl from
Funny.
Up meme funny.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
One of the returning characters is Zemo. How do you guys feel Zemo's handled here? I thought it was amazing. I
I
think he
love it.
was 10 times cooler now. Not that I didn't like him in Civil War. I thought he was great in Civil War, but now we get to explore a bit more of his philosophy on his views on superheroes. It's like
I think
I buy into that.
I think it was very clear actually in Civil War what his intentions were and what he was about. And if you were really reading into why he was doing what he was doing, then he's been dissed from day one. The only problem it was for Zemo to appear in Civil War is it's kind of like WrestleMania, The Rock versus The Miz versus John Cena, um, with The Rock as special guest referee or whatever, or he appears in the end. Because of that one moment, The Miz became the least important person of his own WrestleMania main event, even though this guy fucking won. This is the exact same deal with Zemo. The fact that Zemo won in Civil War and did everything he promised he was gonna do, but within also the light of Cap versus Iron Man, despite everything he was able to accomplish, everyone was blinded by Team Cap versus Team Iron Man.
Mm.
There was no fault in Zemo here at all. Like Zemo did everything right. Zemo was characterized perfectly. But when you're also on top of Iron Man versus Cap, everyone's gonna look at Iron Man versus Cap.
Yeah.
But yeah, Zemo was phenomenal in this show. He went full on Baron Zemo, not just Helmet Zemo.
Baron Zemo.
Um, he was Baron Zemo in this show. And the thing is, he's ironically the most likable character on this show. I spent the entire show going like this man has done nothing wrong. He never has, he never will. Look at this man dance on the look at this. Look at this. This is my go-to dance move now. No matter where I am, this is my go-to dance move now. It doesn't matter what the song is. I will I will do this every time I go dancing. Not that I ever go dancing. But this man is incredibly polite. He's very socially attuned. He's not a racist. Like he's just so perfect.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, and
sure he hates people with superpowers, but don't we all like
sure.
you'd never look at Superman and go like what a cool down to earth guy. You know, like if Superman were real, you'd just be like fuck that guy, he can fly. You know, like and
Yeah.
this is how any person, in my opinion, sensible person would react to people with superpowers. You're just like, that fucker's way too powerful. Well, how could you tell? Bro, he just broke a building by accident. He accidentally leaned back a little too hard. And it broke. I hate this fucker. Just to me, everything does and says makes sense. That thing he does in the end for Bucky was
Oh
just the
god.
nicest shit ever. He's so nice.
Yeah,
I just love this character so much. I love Zemo more than I love anyone from the Avengers. And don't mention Bucky because he's not an Avenger. I don't think he ever will be.
yeah, I don't think he'll be either.
Yeah.
I would agree on that
And
one.
and
The
Daniel,
amount of kill streaks he had.
yeah,
Yep.
and Daniel Bruhl brings so much to the role. He fixed that role perfectly. It's like I can't
Hmm.
imagine anyone else being Zemo forever.
Yeah, he didn't really stand out in Civil War all that much. Even though like he was a very interesting character, he didn't stand out that much. I'm so happy that he did here.
Yeah,
It also doesn't help a lot that they just didn't give him his mask until here.
Yeah,
yeah,
I think people would have given more of a shit if they like put
gave him a
more work
face.
into making Baron Zemo look like Baron Zemo.
Yeah,
Everyone would have given more of a shit with Zemo if he wasn't just wearing civilian outfits the whole time. Like, just give us one scene with the coat. Give us
yeah.
one scene with the mask, and everyone would have been like, "Sure, Iron Man versus Cap, but look at the man in the sock. Look at the man in the sock.
Fuck.
He is wearing such a pretty sock. I love this man in the sock."
Pretty
And he
sock.
won. The man in the sock won.
very
The most dangerous man in the sock. Yeah,
God. But
Edwin, any?
looks like a sock.
I'm so happy they brought back fucking GSP to the
Oh
Oh
show.
god,
yeah,
He had so much
yeah.
more character here.
GSP's crazy. I hate that they killed him.
yes.
We don't know that.
What do you mean
Dude,
you
he
don't know
was
that?
shot in the head.
Spoiler.
If this is a
Could
spoiler,
could be a scroll.
Could be scroll.
Could be a scroll.
What I will say about Batroc though is this is one situation where Marvel took a shitty villain, and I do mean shitty. I mean so shitty.
yes.
Like, look him up. Google Batroc the Leaper, and you'll understand exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. I've never seen a comic book character look so dumb and have such a dumb concept in my
He's gonna
entire
burn now.
life, just to see him be played by GSP, George St. Pierre, a man that's broken more faces and records than any one man should in MMA, and actually act the part well. He's a good actor, at least within the concept of being Batroc.
Well, being
He's a
Batroc.
great
French.
actor.
Yeah. Edwin, any thoughts on Zemo? Or did you get to see your thoughts on John Walker too?
I've not. Well, I thought we were just talking about Zemo now.
Okay.
Should I
We
talk
could
about
You could
Walker
talk
now?
about Walker and Zemo,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, we can
Alright,
just talk about
yeah.
anybody, man.
Yeah. I
Talks
guess I'll
about
start
somebody
with
who's not in the show.
And back.
Oh my god, it's Robert Downey Jr. uh, okay, no, yeah, no, okay, look, to preface, let me say that I hated Civil War, alright,
Wow.
and
Ooh.
like, and like, I hate how they did Zemo's character dirty, because they did do him dirty. It's just
Could do him there. I
like
will agree.
my problems with Zemo in Civil War are not Zemo's fault. It's just like Seb was saying, he was just overshadowed by the whole Cap versus Iron Man thing. And so, because like one of my big problems with Civil War is that they just tried to do too much with it. I think too much that it ended up being not enough anywhere, and it was just like overall unsatisfying for me. Where I'm going with this is that Falcon and the Winter Soldier does right basically everything Civil War did wrong to me. like
Ooh.
Fair.
by the end by the end of the show, like I love Zemo. Like hands down, like he one of the best, if not the best villain in the MCU to me currently. Just the
Yeah.
personality Daniel Bruhl brings to his role, and just how good of a character Zemo is just fucking amazing to me.
Such a
And
nice guy.
yeah, it just makes me so happy.
Happy.
They did Zemo right. Like they gave Zemo the time he deserved, and he stole the spotlight in the show. Like
He
honestly
did.
speaking,
He did.
He did pretty
like
much.
Even
Even
if
though he was there for like 3 episodes and he stole
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
like Zemo is the
Four.
best character in the show. That was funny.
agreed.
Any
I
thoughts
fucking
on
love Zemo now. Like I care about Zemo now. I want to see what this man does next.
How about Johnny Walker though?
Johnny Walker?
John John
Jonathan.
Walker, Jonathan Walker,
Jonathan.
uh,
Jonathan Walker.
Donald Walker.
Donald Walker. The John. The John.
The John.
That'd be such a horrible villain.
Donald Trump.
Oh god.
God.
No,
Jesus
please.
Christ! Please God,
Uh,
Tama na.
I am.
Ayo.
I am Captain America. I have
I
the
am Captain
shield.
America.
It's the best shield.
What a
Nothing can get
bastard.
through the
Is
shield.
huge.
And the flag smashers, they're just terrorists. They're all terrorists. And we should keep them out of our country. Like, make that wall. Make that wall made of my shield. I'm the only one protecting America. I'm sorry.
Wakanda's paying for it.
God.
I
God.
love Wakandans. Wakandans are my favorite people. Look at me eating this traditional Wakandan dish. I don't know what they're eating. A bowl of vibranium-os? I don't know.
Rainbow.
It's their O's. I don't know.
What do you, Edwin? What do you think of Johnny Walker?
I really like John Walker.
Especially with Coke.
I think this is a very good starting point for his character, and because I'm not really familiar with U.S. Agent in the actual like comics and shit. So like this is my first actual introduction to John Walker and U.S. Agent, and I think he was very well written. He had a lot of great moments, and I'm really excited to see what they do with this character next. White
How
Russell did
about
a
you,
great
Ina?
job.
Hmm?
Yes, how about you? Your thoughts on John Walker
Any thoughts
and Zemo
Um,
on the two villains of the show?
when they
Quote unquote villains.
introduced John
villains?
Walker, I gave him a chance because I'm. It is pretty hard to like tell how he's gonna be in the next episode. Like it is a huge shoe to fill, to be Captain America, and the
Will he snap?
tension. Yeah, the tension between Bucky and Sam. For me, I noticed that more than actual John Walker.
Hmm.
So in terms of the villains, like Zemo he really caught my attention. John Walker, he's like a slow burn.
Yeah.
Like he got there in the end.
Redeemed himself.
It was only when he actually like killed the one
The
of
flag
the
smasher.
Flag
yeah, the
Smasher.
flag
I
smasher
really hate that name. I'm sorry.
that was
Yeah,
I
the
like
only time
I
that
like
I
how
was
she's
really
just miming this.
yeah.
Just
You're
bashing a
with it.
shield into a chest. Just casually miming bashing a shield into a chest.
Yeah. No, because I mean that was the time I guess it really I mean, I guess I'm a late bloomer reaction wise, but that was when I realized, oh shit, he's technically the bad one, I guess. Because
yeah,
the fact that the flag smasher he killed was I used to be a big fan of Captain America. Like, to have him kill that specific one.
What an
I was like,
honor.
yeah. But yeah, so I liked how they portrayed John Walker. He was a very complex character. I couldn't like fully hate him.
Hmm.
He annoyed the shit out of me. Like in a good way. Like he reminds me of Jack Gleeson. That right? From Game of Thrones. Like
yes,
in the Eddie. Like
Yeah,
they
yeah,
had like
yeah.
just the right amount of like I'm so mad at you
But I
kind of
just can't.
vibe. Yeah. So I do respect the actor for like really portraying such an annoying ass character.
Yeah, he did a really good
Frustrating.
job. He did a
Yeah.
really good job.
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, that's how I feel about John Walker. Zemo's just irresistible.
Jummer, want to expound on your points on
Yeah,
Walker
Now
and
they
Zemo?
pretty much said everything
I would
on
say
both of the characters,
that
pretty
is a
much.
pretty memorable shot when after he kills the flag smasher, it's Cap shield dripping with blood. It's like
Oh,
that's
dripping with
Oh
blood.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
That is
and
And
that's
that is
just
a
where
the
good
right
shot.
amount of meat. There's like a little
Just
bit
a
of
little
it's
bit of.
little,
not just blood. It's like there's a little bit of meat on there.
yeah,
It's either a nose, an eye, or a lip. I don't know, but it's on there.
I
yeah,
mean, Captain America truly is in his heart now, so
What?
Yeah, one as John said, one honor.
Well,
Another,
Beyond.
may I say this though about Wyatt Russell? Um, I know that he's probably not gonna appreciate this so much, but like it's really in his blood to play these roles in a way that feels like his father did. Cause like,
yeah,
uh, fuck, can't remember his dad's name right now.
Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell,
Kurt.
fuck. Kurt Russell's always played villains in a similar way. Kurt Russell's not like the type of person where you can outright go like, "Oh, he's evil." Like he's not like when you see John Kreese or whatever, right? Like
Yeah.
Wyatt Russell has this very Kurt Russell-y under the surface boiling type of evil about him. Like you don't feel it outright, but you feel that there's something to be cautious about with this person. And
Mhm.
by the time that everything blows over, you're like, I fucking knew it. I fucking and there's a certain horror movie aspect to that because now you're not just watching out for what you can see. You're watching out for what you feel is coming to the surface, and once it does, and your fears get validated, and he becomes exactly what you were suspecting, he becomes that more intimidating. He becomes that more of a viable villain. And um, this is not an easy thing to do. This is not an easy thing for an actor to do to make people feel a sense of something crawling under their skin and then slowly have what's crawling under their skin come to the surface. That's terrifying. And he did it really well.
Hmm.
Mm.
He did it he did an expert fucking job at it. Yeah.
Another standout character is Isaiah Bradley, and I have a question for the board.
Yes.
How do you feel? Do you feel like the show handled the politics well, especially the matter of the inequality between the African Americans and the white Americans?
I will say, I hope he got pension for that.
Yes,
Like right after, like the government finally gave him money.
Motherfucker, he needs more than pension.
he needs more than man.
He
I know
needs
he needs more
credit.
than pension, but
Do
I'm
you see
saying
where he's
a,
living?
a statue is not enough.
Yeah.
Give this man his life back.
Yes,
Yeah.
I
Or
think
at least for his
his
yeah.
scenes were always. Sorry to cut you off, but his scenes were always the ones that kind of uh, kind of tug on the heartstrings too, especially the hypocrisy of like he did what Steve did, but instead of being rewarded, he got punished.
Yeah.
You were saying, you know?
Yeah, you were saying.
What? Oh, I honestly don't remember.
Oh shit, I'm so sorry.
But it's
You just
okay.
cut
No,
her
no.
off. You just cut her off
But
so
I'm so
hard.
sorry. I'm
no,
sorry. I'm
but
sorry.
She's
the
That's why
goddamn
host
Isaiah
said
Bradley
everybody.
scenes
disrespectful.
That
were
is
really
harsh.
good. Like
Yeah.
Isaiah Bradley's like the guy. Like you're enjoying the show. Then once he's there, you realize, oh, the show's gonna be really fucking good.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
for me, he's when it was his particular scene, that was when it was like, okay, so this isn't like just for like stunts and fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
really did appreciate it because um, it is like the whole topic of like having Sam take the shield. It is like kind of like, yeah, how would people react to having a black Captain America? And then you're faced with Isaiah Bradley, who technically was. He just didn't have the shield or the costume or the
Huh.
symbolism of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really liked how the conversation was starting to the clocks were like twirling already in everyone's brains now. Oh shit, oh yeah, that's true. Like even if you don't think about it, there was a subtle, like, not so subtle race issue going on. So I just really liked it. Yeah.
Edwin, thoughts on Isaiah Bradley and how they handled politics in this show?
Okay, so I think that Isaiah Bradley's character and his story in the show as a whole is sort of the essence of what I think Marvel is, which is a connection to humanity and the real world, our world. Because when you explore real world issues like this, and this show did it very well, like very tastefully, and I just think it was very well done in general. It didn't feel forced. It just felt like a part of the world and like a part of our world. So um yeah, and suffice to say, I loved it. It brings a completely different element to this show where like yeah, you still have all the normal like superhero shit, but you also the show also starts to explore the darker side of things and just what go like a lot of the show explores what happens beneath the surface, and it made for a very interesting and very compelling watch, and it just adds so much to the show and brings it up to a whole new level. So it was great. I enjoyed it.
What about you, Sub?
Fuck you. I'm just kidding. Um.
You're so sweet.
Uh.
Um,
um. All right. The thing about this is, to say the least, I don't know the actor's name. I just know some of his work. I know that he is Martian Manhunter.
yes.
I know that he is the dude from The Shining. Uh,
Oh,
he's the dude from The Shining. He's the one that tells Doc, "You got the
oh
shine."
shit!
He's that guy. He's that guy. He's that guy.
What?
Yeah, he's that dude. He's we've actually seen a lot of his work. And he's always really good in every piece of work that he's done. He's amazing. Um, but yeah, I didn't know this initially. I had to search him up because, like, really, he has some high impact scenes. Get Out of My House was an impactful scene. Um, uh, the scene he had with Sam towards the end, the scene of him discovering his statue. This man made every fucking scene count. If there's anyone that really took the economics of their scene and made it as high impact as possible, it was Daniel Burrow and him.
Carl Lumbly.
There we go.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ina.
There we go.
He.
Yeah, he was fucking phenomenal. And in terms of the handling of like social inequalities and racial inequalities, um this show embodies everything that Captain America stands for. Not America. Um
You mean
Captain
Steve?
America has no, I'm talking about what Captain America as an entity has stood for. What Captain America as an entity within literature and history stood for. It never stood for America for what it is, but what America should be. The ideals that America should strive for, and the realities that America refuses to face. You will see this in Hydra Cap. You will see this in uh, Isaiah Bradley's Captain America Red, White, and Black. Also, for anyone who's watching this, if you're having a good day and you just need it to get worse, um, read Red, White, and Black because Isaiah Bradley's story does not end as well as Isaiah Bradley's story in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. This is a very like Disneyfied version of that. Like you know how like the Disneyfied version of Cinderella was a lot better and Little Mermaid? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
this is the Disneyfied version of Isaiah Bradley's story. And at that rate, fucking gruesome, right? If this is the good version, what's the bad version? What's the real version? Anyway,
I need to pick that up
um
then.
the only downside with this movie, well, like, to me, this is objective, but to some people, this will keep them from like really relating to it because there are like there's a certain demographic of people that refuses to believe this, and um, it's whatever to them, right? But to many people, especially people minority race in the United States, this is exactly the treatment they got. What people don't know about the Isaiah Bradley experience is this is similar to an experience that a group of African Americans were actually subjected to by the United States. Not for super soldier serum, but for syphilis.
Hmm.
They injected black people with syphilis in order to find a cure for syphilis. They never told these
Oh.
black people what they were injecting them with. This was
Oh
also the
shit.
case for the super soldiers. Yeah, this actually happened in history. So there are full generations of African American families infected or subject to being infected with syphilis because of this point in history where the government decided to use black people as guinea pigs. Um, and you guys are right. He did exactly what Steve did in First Avenger. He went out, rescued people, rescued his teammates, came back, was punished. Steve got promoted. Um, and the very concept of Sam taking the shield, um, just showed that like um, this is exactly what America would have reacted to with the idea of Sam taking the shield. They would say, "Not a super soldier," you know, not Steve Rogers. So to them, it would be enough for them to discount someone like Sam. But the reality of it is, a lot of the time, it is not because he's not Steve Rogers. It is not because uh, of any of those things, but rather the United States is in fact not ready to be represented by anyone other than a white man. Um, Edwin, I really hope you go to a doctor soon. Um,
It's kind of chilly here.
get your nose checked, bro. I, I really hope you get
Canada.
vaccinated soon, man. It is terrifying. Your nose is running like Usain Bolt in the Olympics, man.
Oh
Um,
god.
um, but yes, the handling of the racial and social equalities was very blatant and very, I'm not gonna say inconsiderate, unapologetic.
Yeah.
They weren't afraid to talk about things that no one wanted to talk about, especially regarding the Isaiah Bradley stuff, especially regarding even Sam's status within the United States, a United States that supposedly changed. The police scene,
Oh
and
God, yeah.
also it happening in sequence after Get Out of My House,
Oh yeah.
was not an accident, because it happened after Get Out of My House. They were Sam asks Bucky, "Why did you not tell me about Isaiah? Why did I not know that there was a black Captain America there?" And as they were arguing in the
Oh my god.
streets, technically as friends, technically as people who were getting along, the cops come along and go like, "Sir, is this man bothering you?" And then it took Luke Skywalker 2.0 saying, "Don't you know who this is?"
Yeah, don't you
to get
watch
these
TV?
to get these people to back off. Like,
Lord.
it doesn't matter who you are in America. If your skin is dark, to them, you're a threat before you're anything else. There is this presumption of guilt for racial minorities in the United States. And there always has been, and this show brings that shit to light. And in a way that isn't comfortable for the people who have been living comfortably under this system for a really long time. And uh, it just shows a side of America that America doesn't want to see. A lot of times, America would like to erase the foundations on which it was built on, and America's foundations were not built on the ideals of freedom, but the ideals of fighting for an ideal version of this country. It was built on a lot of blood, also. And in order for America to see itself as its true self, it has to embrace every aspect: the wrong, the right, the good, the bad. And Sam taking up the mantle by the end shows that it's not better, but we're gonna try to make it better. Which is to me what the embodiment of America is, and I'm speaking as a non-American. I'm speaking as a person who has relatives in America. I'm speaking as a person with a sister who is an expat who has experienced racial inequality in multiple countries. To know how we're treated outside of here, to know the experiences of people who don't live here, and just how different it is from someone who's native to their own country, to be treated how they are despite being citizens, despite having paid the same taxes as everybody else.
You alright?
Sorry.
You good there,
Yeah, my
Ian?
mic fell. Yeah, my
Oh,
mic
okay.
fell. Sorry.
Sorry, it's alright.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
This is a reality America's not willing to accept yet. And this is a part of this show perfectly portrays a lot of the things that America tries to avoid. And by the end of it, not only am I on board with Sam, but I am fucking obsessed with the idea of Sam as Captain America. Like, it's definitely gonna be a different taste in my mouth, definitely, because it's a different vibe. It's a different dude. It's a different idea behind the shield now. And I thought I was gonna feel about it the way I initially felt about Miles Morales, Like I just hate legacy characters. Like if a character is to exist, I'd rather this character have a different name. But in this case, the transition was so good. That suit was perfect.
It was.
It was.
Everything the show was trying to portray in terms of social inequality and racial inequality, it was handled with um such an honesty that I can't help but admire it. Not that I would have admired it if it were any less blatant than that, but like they did it really well, and they did it in a way that it's a message that needs to be heard. You know? Yeah.
John, any points to talk about?
Jesus. I don't know. I really want to put emphasis on the cop scene though, because
Oh
like now
yeah.
you
Yeah.
mentioned it, I was really thinking about it. I was like, right, I forgot about that scene,
Yeah.
and the fact that he goes, "Oh, sorry, I thought you were somebody else." I
Ugh,
was like,
yeah.
"Oh, you asshole,
You asshole.
you piece of shit."
Yeah.
See, it's like that one episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine when
Yeah, the Moo Moo episode.
the Moo Moo
Yes.
episode,
It's
and you're like,
Oh
"Oh,
right.
I would have not arrested you if I knew you weren't a cop. If you were a cop." I was like,
What?
"Fuck you."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But pretty much you guys have said everything that was on my mind on this whole racial subject on the show. But I will say though, I really want to see a mini series on Isaiah Bradley versus the Winter Soldier, like them sending Isaiah to fight the Winter Soldier because he was such a big problem in the Korean War.
Yeah, and he said
When I
I.
heard that story, I was like, I need to see this.
Spin-off.
I need I need to see Sebastian Stan kick ass and kill ass again.
And then
Kill ass.
Isaiah.
Yeah, I'm
You
sorry.
you see some weirdly sexual shit
I
on this
really do.
podcast.
I
You did
don't.
this too last time. Going
I
down
I
on
don't.
Thanos.
I go to town.
What?
I said go to town. Go,
You said going down on Thanos
I
like
said
Sorry, bro.
going
so.
to
I heard
town.
going down.
Going to town.
Go.
Going to town.
Okay. But yeah, I like how Isaiah
At
goes.
some point, I can't go back to it. So I'm like, just commit and just be the weird one. It's fine.
But yeah, I like how
But
Isaiah goes. I whooped your ass. I was like, I want to see that.
I really want to see that.
Like,
Dude,
did he?
Because
Isaiah Bradley is like in great shape for his age.
Yeah.
Like
yes,
when I
he
grow
is.
old, I really want to look like that. He looks great.
Yeah.
Who would be a good actor for a young Isaiah Bradley though? What do you guys think?
Uh.
Honestly, take off the scars. He doesn't actually look like that.
Yeah.
They scarred his face to make him look older. I
He's
don't know
not.
if he could really
I
pull it off, but like,
I'm
he
not
doesn't look that old in real life.
Yeah.
okay. All
Mm.
right.
One thing I do want to point out though is, sorry, this is your podcast, but I really want to point this out for everybody. I
No,
think it
no,
would
go
be
ahead.
Sure. Go ahead.
the way trauma is handled in this movie is one and is in a way that I don't think it's ever been handled in much of anything outside of how I see Stephen King novels and movies. Um, because you see Bucky not being able to sleep. You see Bucky not being able to use a bed. You see Bucky having nightmares and therapy not working and um having a full on brick phone because he just can't cope with everything in the world around him right now. You see Isaiah Bradley get to the point in his life where he's been so tortured and mangled that he doesn't care about credit, and he probably never will. But he cares more about peace and being left alone. It doesn't matter to him anymore.
Oh. Oh.
You,
You're sideways. Oh,
nah,
there
it's
we
fine.
go.
Okay, sorry.
It doesn't matter to him anymore whether he gets justice. It doesn't matter anymore whether he's done right by. Um, some people just get to the point where they've been so tortured and so in hell with their own lives that it doesn't matter anymore what um what's there for him to get next. He just wanted to be left alone. And people ask the question a lot, why didn't Bucky tell Sam about Isaiah Bradley? Okay, so oftentimes like people I know a lot of people got mad at Bucky, right? When Sam asked him the question like, why didn't you tell me that there was a black Captain America? Like why didn't you
Yeah.
tell me this man existed? And all Bucky says to him, after he gets arrested is, I didn't tell you about Isaiah because he's gone through enough. Bucky has gone through enough himself. Bucky knows exactly how it feels like to go through decades and decades of torture. And I think this is something that a lot of people don't understand about trauma. As a person who's gone through a lot of trauma myself, as a person who's gone through a lot of fucking years of therapy, is when I look back at what's happened to me, I don't want a trial. I don't want I don't want justice. I just want to not have to deal with it again. And to see that portrayed in media is to me something that like somewhat helps me find more peace with it. And I hope it does for other people because for the people who don't understand it, trauma is something that beats you every day. It hits you. It stays with you. It sticks with you. Some of us will never forget it. Some of us will never forget um, what happens to us, and having to relive that in any way, shape, or form is something that people with trauma, with enough trauma, would never want to do again. Uh, and that's the first time I've seen this. This the first time I've seen this out of you know
Portrayed
a show.
correctly.
Yeah, because like people all think that people who've been traumatized just want justice and are fighting for their own peace in the world. No, they're fighting to have their own peace. They're fighting to just move on.
True.
To a lot of people, they think this is all just a black and white fight. It's not. Sometimes it's more important for us to be able to move on than for justice to be served. We don't care about that anymore. Some of us don't. I don't. I just want to be able to build a life forward away from what I've experienced. And that's exactly what Isaiah wanted. That's exactly what Bucky wants. And uh, I hope this gives people a light on the fact that this is really the case for a lot of people. I know it is for me.
Yeah.
Well, again, just to riff off of what Sub was saying and to make myself a little clearer on what I said earlier regarding uh, how this show handles things like racial and political issues and like what Sub was talking about, trauma. Uh, what I think makes this show like amazing is just like Sub was saying, just how honest it is about the issues it portrays, and because what I take issue with a lot of different uh, shows, movies, and other forms of media in their approach to these things like racial inequality or trauma is they half-ass it a lot, and they tend to shy away from the reality of the situation because a lot of the time they touch on these things just to put up this veneer of, oh, we're being progressive, yada yada yada, but they don't really kind of commit to exploring what people who experience these things actually go through in real life. And the show does that, and it explores it in such a brutal and unapologetic way that you can't look away from because they put it right in your face. And there's no, they don't they don't try to sugarcoat it or anything. Well, like, yeah, it's a bit like Disney-fied, I guess, but it's just it's just real, and it's very honest, and it just adds so much dimension and makes the show feels so much more human, and it just connects to us a lot better. So yeah, I just wanted to say that real quick.
Yeah.
As well.
Another returning character I would like to talk about is Sharon Carter. I almost said Sharon Stone for some reason. But yeah, she returns and she's in a somewhat much worse state than where we last found her.
A
And
bit of a
Hey,
bitch.
she rich
yes,
though,
Stone Cold Biatch.
and she's a villain.
and
What
she
do you
has a
guys think?
satellite.
Yeah, do you guys think in the end? Here's the question: do you think in the end she's a villain? Definitely.
Yes.
She's the literal power broker.
Yeah, she is
Seth pretty
Yeah.
literally the
much
power
called
broker.
it in his
So
pod in one of
I
his
don't know what to
podcasts.
Yeah.
say.
I called it, but I don't feel like it was that much of a call.
Yeah.
If you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
it was
Like,
kind of obvious, right?
Yeah.
Then and
yeah.
there.
Like when you pointed it out, I was like, wait a minute. Shit.
Yeah. Well, actually, I kind of like saw it now. Like, wait a minute, Steph got a point.
Yeah.
Shit, why does she have a satellite?
Yeah. Um.
But,
The only downside to this is I feel like it's too obvious. Like they made it so obvious to the point where people are like, "There's no way she's the fucking power broker," because they're just kind of spelling it out for us, and they just kind of did it. But like, it's whatever. Kid, it's just that they couldn't have made it any more obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel like this villain turn is justified? I'm questioning. It's like she didn't have to become a villain. She could still be, a good person or a good agent. But yeah, I get the point that she was abandoned by her own government even after everything was forgiven. She's like, oh, I guess I'm out of the picture. I'll go to this shady place and become a criminal.
cyberpunk,
Yeah.
pretty
But,
much. 2079.
Of
um,
course, it's fucking justified. Like, I'll just say that right now. Like, look at Sharon Carter's story up until here. Helps, uh, protects Cap in Winter Soldier. I mean, yeah, in Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Helps Cap get his shit back in Civil War. Kisses him
Mhm.
once. She thinks they gonna be dating. She never. She fucking gets. She stays a criminal well into Infinity War. I don't know what happened. Endgame. But like,
Mm.
she's still a criminal in the States. What does Steve do by the end of Endgame after she thought they were a thing?
Yeah.
so
Bro,
He
he ups
kills her
and goes
uncle.
fucks her on. Like, that couldn't be any more disrespectful. Like, what was she really so forgettable in the eyes of the people in charge of Marvel that they were like, yeah, we're just gonna forget that they're a thing. And
Yeah.
we are gonna have Steve go back in time while he has a girlfriend without breaking up with this. That's the most intense like case of ghosting I've ever seen.
Mhm.
Bro, like you could have at least messaged her, "Hey babe, we're done." You know? And now she's just like going back in time, gonna fuck Sharon's aunt. I'm gonna live happily ever after, just gonna spend my life doing what I wanna do. And I'm not gonna break up with Sharon on the way. Cause she's like she's no Peg. No, she just ain't it. She ain't worth the text, I guess.
Mm-mm.
If anything, this show makes me hate the main MCU.
yes.
Like this just shows you how shitty things were handled in the main MCU. The Avengers weren't paid. Like
Apparently.
Tony was like, "All right, I got $1 billion company. I'm gonna start the September Foundation, fund everyone from MIT, but
Mm.
everyone in the Avengers doesn't get a retainer." Like come on, man. You could fund all of Emma didn't think to give the Avengers a retainer.
Pretty much.
What the fuck?
Mm.
Supposed to like you after this. It makes me not like Steve, it makes me not like Tony. And Sharon's turn is justified. And
Yeah.
I'll probably still agree with her. Like after this shit, like by Captain America 4, I'm still probably gonna be on Sharon's side. I'm still probably gonna be on Zemo's side. Cause fucker's
Mm.
right. So if you're
Only
asking me if it's justified, yes. Fuck yes.
All
all I know
right.
is that somebody's gonna be shot on the stairs.
Yes.
Oh
Drummer.
fuck, let's not do that again.
Oh God. Drummer, thoughts on Sharon Carter?
Nah, to be honest, I didn't catch it until Seb really like legit called it. And I'm like, hmm, you got a point. Why does she have these? Why?
Why does she have a satellite?
She's in an island. She's on an island where you're supposed to be bad. You're supposed to
Yeah.
do sleazy shit. So I'm like,
She hustled.
She hustled.
I'm like
Yeah.
counting all the red flags. I'm like,
Dude,
Ah,
she's like loaded as fuck. Has real classic. That has real fine
real
art
yeah.
paintings, like museum level fine art paintings. Like, and she's rich in a country that has poor in its name. Like, she's the most power brokery person ever to not be the power broker.
I mean, the country pretty much poured all their finances to neon lights.
Like,
Sorry.
I'm pretty sure.
Sure.
Singapore's entire economy runs on Sharon alone.
Ina, thoughts
Yeah,
on
but
oh, sorry, you're not
Mm-hmm.
done.
no. Your thoughts on Sharon Carter, pretty much.
No, I mean, I agree. Like, I most of the villains in the show, I feel like their actions are more or less justified. Like they had reasons why they needed to do this, and like I mean, when I first saw Sharon, I did feel like how they treated that character from the last time we saw her was a bit sus.
Hmm.
So um I mean, I also had a huge hit. It really felt like she'd be the broker, and except for that one scene where that agent talked to John Walker, she could have been the power broker too.
Mm.
But
Oh
like,
yeah, I thought that was her
yeah,
as well.
Yeah.
yeah, it could have been her, and then yeah, I went back to Sharon. I do like it because at least it gives Sharon a bigger role in the upcoming things.
Mm.
But yeah, with regards to like the whole the villain, her as a villain, I think it's justified. Like she went through shit.
A
And
Yeah.
you
lot
know,
of shit.
like you can't really she can't really expect to get to follow with Falcon's like I promise we'll pardon you blah 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 because at this point, you know, like America has shown me enough. Y'all really clearly don't give a shit about us, so I'm gonna take care of myself.
Hmm.
That was the vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I'm here for that. Like, yeah, show them.
I'm waiting for that point where pretty much Marvel shows us a destroyed United States.
Ooh,
I
that'd
would
be
really
really
like to see that.
cool.
I would really
I
like to
Okay.
see
mean,
that.
would that
Destroy an entire country for once
Like,
instead of just New York.
yes,
or just
like to the point. Like, yeah, I think they kind of
I mean, maybe if the flag smashers actually got their way, maybe.
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 Yeah,
Yeah,
how about you,
how,
Ed?
Edwin.
how do you smash a flag?
Freeze it.
um,
Mr. Freeze it and then
true.
smash it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Alright.
Yeah.
Edwin,
Wait, so
your thought.
Edwin, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, to answer Enz's question, absolutely justified. The fuck do you mean? Like, like, Sharon Carter is one of the most unequivocally fucked over characters in the MCU. If anyone deserves to turn into a villain, it's her. For all the
Actually,
reasons everyone here in this video stated and more. Like, she just had a shitty time of it.
I'm sorry,
Like,
I'm just stupid. Go on.
everybody's kind of fucked her over. So, real like yeah, it was kind of obvious that she's a power broker, but I think that's kind of the point.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really think they were trying to hide it or anything. Like,
mm,
you get that final scene with her in the last episode of the show, and you're just like, yep, there it is. And you know what? I understand. I get it.
Nah,
Like,
fuck you. She shot
like,
GSP.
like,
Fair,
like,
fair. You know what? Fair, fair.
oh
look,
god,
On
look.
her side, 100%. But you shot George St. Pierre.
How
That man's a
dare you?
national treasure.
he
Look,
wanted a raise.
to,
He just wanted a
to,
raise.
look, to summarize my thoughts on Sharon Carter and her role in this whole story, Sam said it best. She's out of line, but she's right.
Yeah, yeah. She
Yeah.
is right,
Yeah,
dude. Said he just wanted a raise.
yeah.
It's fair.
If he didn't ask for a raise, he'd still be alive.
He's like, I
Cute.
asked for a raise. All right, I'll raise this
I'll
gun to
raise it
your
to heaven.
face. Who needs eternal money when you can have eternal life?
All right.
The man just wanted to eat poutine in peace. God damn it.
Yeah.
He's French.
He's French, my dude.
He's Algerian.
Oh.
Algerian.
Sorry, I'm so stuck in the fact that he's like French
Edwin's
Canadian.
the one in Canada here. Edwin is the one from Canada.
Good
I'm,
job.
Sorry.
I'm the one who eats the poutines here. God.
Yeah, the only man that gets access to poutines regularly here is this man.
Bring some home.
Alright.
What do you guys think of
Exactly.
the?
Yeah.
What do you guys think of the Flag Smashers? Finally, we got to them. Thank God, first Lord. What do you think of the
Pinoy
reviews and the
pride.
goals?
What I think about them, they
God.
got a dumb name.
They wanna?
Got a dumb fucking name.
They got a dumb fucking name.
Yeah.
Uh,
Fucking Ginger Fodley decided to make that up, huh?
I think they were the most mistreated characters on the show. Not like in terms of like actual treatment within this universe, but treatment within the. I think they put in so much effort into getting us to hate them.
But we couldn't.
Towards the end, I did hate Carly towards the end, but I feel like they were trying to get us to not side with the Flag Smashers because they could tell we already were. So they had to
Yeah.
like heal the shit out of them. Carly do some dumb shit that felt out of character.
Blow up a hospital.
Was that a hospital? It was a
Was it?
GRC center.
Oh wait, was it? Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, like sure, like she killed civilians, but like I just feel like they that in because they were starting to realize that the Flag Smashers were all correct and that they had to cast a heel in this because everyone was a who's supposed to be a bad guy's really appealing. Like fuck, they will never emo. Uh, they will like John Walker by the end because this is how we wrote him. Fuck, we really got them. We got to make the Flag Smashers really towards the end. Oh, let's make Carly kill civilians. Thing that just feels like was a bit of a jump.
Yes,
You-
I will agree.
We're just trying to get supplies too. You're gonna die. You know, like it just felt like it wasn't something she was gonna do. It felt like written for her to do. It's almost like she was talking to a boss. Who was like, that doesn't sound like something I do. It is now, motherfucker. Kill these people in the hospital. Kill these civilians. And she's like, okay. This is the only language they understand. It's like she had a gun to her. Was being told to say that. Fucking say. This is the only language they understand. It's the only language they understand. Yeah, it just felt out of character for me. But I guess if you had to cast a heel, fine. Um, she was. They fridged her for that speech scene for sure.
Mm.
For those who don't know, the term fridging is when you kill a woman to motivate a male character. Um, Kyle Rayner, they killed his wife, and the fridge. Like this is actually what happened.
Yeah, they stuffed her in the fridge. Jesus
They stuffed
Christ.
her in a fridge, and this is known in literature at this point as fridging. Um,
Oh.
so they
Did not know
fridged
this.
Carly. They fridged Carly. Um, in or room for Samton America. Uh, to
Captain's
make the
America.
you gotta do better. Um,
Oh.
and as much as this fight scene between her and Carly were great, and the message of the Flag Smashers was multi-dimensional and interesting, the way they made Carly's heel turn just feel so quick and somewhat rushed to me makes it feel like it's the only thing from the show that was manufactured. Um, and did hate Carly by the end. I did hate Carly by the end. Like by the end, I was like, oh fuck, she's gone full Khaleesi. Like she's just lost her shit. But I don't like that this is how they went with Carly because I'm tired of shows male ass executives and male ass people going, she's just because she a crazy bitch. Like, doesn't that feel like that's what was happening? I am so tired of people trying to justify a woman's radical actions by crazy bitch.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Because it was completely logical until she blew up the hospital. And then
Uh,
all of a sudden
GRC Center.
she's mourning Lady
Mama Donya.
Mamad.
Yeah.
Mama Donya,
Mama
Mama Donya,
Donya.
Mama
Yeah.
Donya. Sorry. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, feels so inconsistent with her character to cause unnecessary death. No
Yeah.
matter how pushed to the corner she is, and the people pushing her wasn't even those guys. People pushing in her corner were the fucking power broker people. Those were the people that killed her friends. Why is she targeting the fucking innocent GRC people? Like they're not that innocent, not that evil. Why is she picking on the wrong fuckers? I get that she's a kid, but she's a very insightful kid. Why is she suddenly an idiot? I know that this is probably new for some of you to like get into your
It
heads,
is.
because
It is.
dude, they literally went from she's an idealist to she's a crazy bitch. Even
Yes.
to the point that by episode 6, she was going one world, and everyone's like,
Uh,
I was like, motherfuckers, one word, one world, one people.
Well, people.
Like, this is my problem, and this has always been my problem with Marvel's portrayal of women from the start. To try to justify power by having them fucking cheese. Cheesing is a gaming term for when you're just spamming shit and just tanking through everything. They give no struggle, they give no substance to these women the way they give to men. And I don't understand why they can't do that, because they have women who have such um good stories and good motivations that they refuse to put into the forefront because they want the men to be cooler. And Carly should have been great, but they had to put Cannon father, and they had to make to give Sam motivation to give that fucking speech. Like, Carly is supposed to be a well-rounded character who did things right, who had who turned into a terrorist just by default but not by action. Like, there could have been a way where this fight could have happened, that something could have motivated her to do what she did to the GRC. Like, the GRC could have attacked them, but there was no justifiable reason for why she blew up the GRC center. They just did it, which is why the biggest fundamental flaw of all Falcon and the Winter, it didn't give us 2 more episodes or 3 more episodes, because there were certain things by the end that just felt like they were happening too quick, and most of the people, the character for the most from them not choosing to develop certain things was Carly, because we went from being on her side the whole time to just getting off the fucking Flag Smasher train. And I could tell by your reactions, like, for the most part, all of you were just like, all right.
that is
But
really,
this is
I really like
No, but
this.
actually, this is legit insightful, though. I will
Yeah,
say.
Yeah.
it's making you
Is that
think differently. Like, huh, he has a point. Jesus
yeah, you do
Christ.
have a point.
because look at Wonder Woman in JL. Look at the Amazons in JL. Snyder Cut. Did you ever put into question why the Amazons were so powerful and why they were chosen to be one of the ones to protect the Mother Box? Did you ever question why Gal Gadot, why Wonder Woman was so fucking powerful?
No.
They gave you no reason for that.
Mm.
Powerful. They give you no justification, no self justification as to why the Amazons are great. They just are.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what Marvel do a lot is one, sexualize their women. I have seen a shit ton of Scarlett Johansson cleavage shots. But how many times do you see Scarlett Johansson looking statuesque
Mm-hmm.
and portrayed as the most dangerous hand-to-hand combatant in the MCU? Not a lot, but man, do I see a lot of posters of her ass.
Especially in the first Avengers movie. The poster
Yeah.
for
She,
that one.
she's actually pretty much turned around.
Mark Ruffalo literally falls into her boobs in Avengers 2.
Mm-hmm.
And sure, they've done a lot less of that, especially when people started fucking noticing.
Mhm.
It's so fucking clear that they're not over that shit. It's so fucking clear that their idea of women is still crazy. Like a woman can be motivated by her sheer intellect, which is complete bullshit. If anything, we as men have a bigger record of acting on our fucking crazy.
Yes.
Why is it that someone who's been acting so rationally, radically, but rationally, this entire story would suddenly do something that you can only justify by saying crazy bitch?
They pretty much Game of Thrones it. So sadly,
Yeah.
sad to say.
Mm.
Sadly, there was no bells though to signify it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Edwin, anything you want to add on to the Masters of
Oh,
Flags?
Carly. Oh, sorry, Flag Smashers, not Carly.
Um, yeah, I kind of agree with Seb on all points. Like, my only gripe about the show is how inconsistent, um, like Carly was portrayed. Because again, like you have people like Sharon and Zemo who kind of take up the entire like villain spotlight, and so like Seb was saying, Marvel writers are probably like, oh shit, we gotta do something. We need actual villains. Let's make Carly do some fucked up shit. Yeah, just Carly does a lot of things in this show that are just like, what?
Oh, Nani?
Literally, Nani?
Like,
Um,
bitch, calm the fuck down every now and then. Christ.
yeah, yeah, fucking literally. And like Seb did say that she feels like the most like manufactured part of the show, and I agree because she's just so inconsistent a lot of the time. Like, you see her being like really kind and empathetic and just being a good person who just wants a better world. Does it kind of in a radical way, but wants things to be better. And then you have her bomb a GRC center, and it's just, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
And the last episode, she literally tries to kill a bunch of hostages, and it's like
Hold up,
eh,
what's happening?
Hold up. Why?
Like something that pisses me off with this is like, is this your idea of what a woman being on her period is like?
Oh,
Like, I
fuck!
feel like this is
God damn it!
no, like I feel like this is what the writers are trying to fucking tell us at this point. They're like, man, women are fine up until their vaginas start bleeding and they start doing this like this because they can't take control of their fucking emotions. Like it was just such a rapid shift. Like, dude, up until that time, bro, literally that thing they did with the plane where one of the they were stealing medical supplies, and then the second time she bombed the GRC building, she killed the only people told her story. Isn't the logic in that just so fucked? She told the GRC guy, like, we're only doing this because you have 6 months worth of supplies here. We have so many people to look out for. That guy could have told someone that. And the one guy that could have helped bring more fucking flag smashers in, they blew that fucker up?
Mm.
Want to blow up your
They
only witnesses to the reason for why you're doing this?
fucking did.
Mm.
Forgot about that.
It was so illogical that it just felt like someone out there was just like, well, just give her some period rage. Like, just make her go off the fucking rails and just completely act on illogical emotion. Just like get her really reasonably angry. Just felt like bullshit to me, man.
Ina,
Yeah.
any thoughts on the punchers of national rectangles?
Huh?
What?
What? What did you
National
just say?
rectangles?
Flag
The
smashers. What are
flag
your thoughts
I
on?
think
smashers.
he's
The
trying
flag
to say
smashers.
fucking flag smashers.
Yes.
Oh, I partly feel like they did that because like John Walker was already going to have a redemption arc, and I feel like they wanted not give that to Carly. Like it kind of felt like rather than make it like a crazy bitch, it's more like desperate bitch, if that makes sense.
All right.
Hmm.
But yeah, like yeah, cause when she snapped, wasn't that like around the time Zemo already stepped on all of the serums, or was that after?
That was the
Around the
GRC blowing up was before the vials
four,
were destroyed, but
yeah.
um
But
I think the crazy really got like peaked with
after the
after
stomping,
John Walker
right?
killed her friend. Yeah.
Yeah, because it is hard when you're trying to fight for something and then your support systems of the people who like not just like the supporters who follow the app, like legit people she considered family, all losing to something that is unfair, that is something that technically they have control but no control of anyways. So it really felt like a super last ditch effort because for her the ends justify the means. Like sure, I'm gonna do this. This is all I can do at the moment. Like I'll just give it everything I got. That's one way I thought about it. At the same time, it was a kind of unfair. Like, yo, we straight up watched John Walker murder someone, and he just lost his title and still was promoted to being the,
U.S.
to
agent.
another.
U.S. agent.
Yeah. So like, I guess in a way, it's like, okay, how come this guy gets to murder one person in cold blood despite being the supposed symbol of America and gets promoted? This girl also has a definition of America that needs to get better, but you just decide to like, let's just kill her off
Cause
because
blonde hair, blue eyes.
maybe
No, I'm kidding.
like they have, I don't know, like maybe the writers just really had no long-term plan for someone like Carly. Though having her have a redemption arc would have been really dope.
It would,
Yeah.
but sadly she was just
Yeah.
cannon fodder. Yeah,
Yeah.
they were very underwhelming as villains in my opinion. Like, sure, it
Because
was
I
kind of cool
yeah.
seeing them as a, you know,
She kind of turned me around on that though. Like when she mentioned like the point of desperation that Carly was in,
yeah.
she kind of turned me around on that.
On a
I was like,
funny
damn,
note,
I was kind of wrong on that. Yeah.
this is coming from a girl who's also talking while she's on her period, so
Oh.
yes, I can.
Surprise,
You
surprise,
brought it up.
Good job, Seb.
surprise, surprise. I took my place by Ina. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, sorry,
Yeah.
TMI, but he brought it up, so yeah, not
I wasn't
comparing it to
claiming that.
period.
I wasn't claiming that women on their periods are crazy. I'm saying that men have a tendency to portray
But
women on
yeah,
their
I
periods as
mean,
crazy.
because like the flag smashers
Fair.
to me never really felt like villains. It was just because they finally found the means to get something they wanted. They wanted more justice. They wanted more humane facilities. They wanted to be treated equally. And sometimes you really just need a bang for people to realize, oh shit. And yes, they were doing a lot, but it wasn't enough. And sadly, yeah, she had to get is that fridge?
Fridged.
Fridge,
Bridge.
Yeah.
fridge.
Yeah, she had to get fridged just so that another person could do the changing for her, which kind of sucked because
Hmm.
he didn't have. I mean, he has his own racial problems to deal with, but he didn't have to go through the
What they went
injustice of like, yeah, like these flag
Displacement.
smashers, they lost a lot of people because of the blip,
Yeah.
and then suddenly they're just being discarded as if they weren't like, they're already going through the mourning, they're going through the hopelessness, and then to have this strength happen within you and have mutual people who stand by you and then slowly watch them, well, she watched one of them die in front of her eyes, like yeah, you can't help it. Like they'd never meant to kill anyone per se, they just wanted something better for everyone. It's really hard to pin them as villains.
But
Yeah.
like
there.
the death of the last flag smasher was after the GRC blowing up, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was motivated by that to a certain like Carly's already committed murder by the time the Captain America fan gets killed, right?
Yeah.
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 All right.
Yes.
I'm just trying to recall
Yeah.
the sequence of events here.
But
It
yeah.
is
Somewhere.
kind of
Mm.
Any
weirdo like. Hmm?
any thoughts on the Smashers of Flags?
Drummer.
Yeah.
You're just trying to rename them now.
Yeah.
The
The
people who
Yeah.
fuck flags.
Cantotero.
Mga
No, but
taong
yeah.
kumakantot ng flag.
Oh,
Uh,
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
Nakakantot ng bandila.
If there's anyone from America watching this, don't look that up. Please don't.
Please don't look it up. Please don't look it up.
I
But
don't
yeah,
think that's a
they were
word in
very
any
underwhelming.
dictionary anyway. Anyway, yeah.
True.
But I mean, there's slang in the internet.
That'd be hard to put
But
together, though.
Yeah.
Anyway, go on.
nah. Yeah. But yeah, they were very underwhelming in my opinion. And I really wanted to see more. Like, yeah, I didn't mind like Carly going. I would have really liked to have seen, the remnants of the Flag Smashers change their name and get like way better equipment, way better skills, come back harder. Like, but no, sadly the overqualified butler just happened to just step in. I swear to God.
Dude,
Like
Zemo's butler killed more super soldiers than anyone in the
in
MCU.
this whole show.
In one
Zemo's
move.
butler. Zemo's butler literally has the highest super soldier kill count we've ever
Yes.
seen.
Like no, I think he has like one super
Just
soldier
kill streak.
death above higher than Zemo.
Yeah.
Because Zemo shot like 5. They were in like test tubes, while
Uh,
he like killed like probably 6 or probably 7 in one truck. But I
I
was like,
mean, man,
I would've-
never missed with the Baron, dude.
I know, but I would have loved to have seen the process of him going underneath the truck and sticking the C4.
This old
Yeah.
man with his hard, brittle bones, just crawling under the truck, sticking C4 under it.
And he wasn't even a super soldier.
Exactly.
Yeah, super soldier.
He wasn't even
Oh shit!
He's under track.
Overqualified geriatric butler, I swear to God.
Yeah, he's under track going, let's see if Alfred can pull this off, huh?
Actually, he
Well, no,
could,
he
but
can.
that's beside the
He could.
point.
Alfred is
Um,
like ex-SAS, so shut
Yeah.
up.
But you know
True.
what I
Oh,
love
fuck, I
even
forgot about
more
that.
about the Flag Smashers being smashed um, by Zemo's butler? It's that scene where Zemo said, "I've already, but I'm not gonna kill you." That wasn't him, like measuring dicks. He was gonna kill all of them, and he did. Like he had a plan.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "They are about to die, but I'm not gonna kill you because you're very handsome and also quite the nice guy. Also, you already have one less arm, so
You
like,
just have to
bro,
have.
we listened to Marvin Gaye together. I can't kill you. Come on, like,
You like Turkish delight. I
bro,
gotta respect that.
we clubbed. Like, sure, you denied my tea, but to be fair, I my tea by not saying where Mama Donya's funeral was. So you took my tea, you deprived me of my tea, your tea. It's all Gucci, bro. Like we friends, we legit friends. Imagine Zemo being the MCU's Doug Judy.
Kinda is.
He kind of is, right?
Yeah.
I like
Sorry,
how
that
he
made me
carried
laugh too
out.
much.
Zemo and the Winter Soldier.
I like how he
I
carried
would
out
love to have
his
seen that show.
plan. Like, you just have to have some goddamn faith in the goddamn plan. Am I right? And
This
enjoy
is
right?
Bucky, Sam, and Zemo are cops.
Uh, one of the true.
The ghost of Steve Rogers, Han.
Jesus Christ.
Steve Rogers died. Aww.
Oh my god.
So he's not on the moon?
Uh, you okay, Joe? Mike?
Just crying from
Oh god, he killed you from that. Anyway, a truly standout moment that will live in my mind forever is when finally see Sam's costume. That thing, as Seb said, is
Oh my God.
beautiful.
The
It
man looked
looked
like a
so
Gundam,
good.
and I
Yeah.
loved it.
A
I was
Gundam.
about to say, because like the day I watched it, I messaged Pound was like, he straight up looks like a Wing Zero, and I don't
Yeah,
even
he
know.
does.
I don't even know how I know that.
Look it up. He looks
But
exactly
no,
like it.
I know what a Wing Zero looks like, and I'm just like, why do I know what a Wing Zero looks like? I don't pay attention to any of Bao's gun flippos, but for some reason I know what a Wing Zero looks like. And I was like, he looks like a Wing Zero.
What did Bao
Yeah.
say?
Yeah, for all the mecha fans out there.
Yeah.
There you go.
Bao's obsessed with the suit. He loves it. He thinks it's amazing.
Yeah.
I had my doubts when I saw the photo, though, sadly. But when I saw it in action, I was like, all doubts were gone. I was wrong. And
I
I
think it
accept it.
fits weird.
Yeah.
I think it
Doesn't.
fits a little weird. I think it looks a little bulky, but in my opinion, if it were in real life and it was armor anyway, it will fit bulky
Yeah.
on people.
Yeah.
So
It,
yeah,
it, it looks a little like muscle suity in some angles.
yeah.
Yeah.
The
I
hot
can say
toys
that.
actually looks a lot less muscle suity than the actual suit. If you
Yes.
guys look
Yeah.
at the hot toys version, it does look like it fits better than the actual suit.
I would love to have a Hot Toys of Falcon, to be honest. Like, that shit would look good
Yeah.
on a show. Did you get one?
Did you get? Said we got one, didn't you?
You fucking got one?
God damn it.
How much was it?
We're not talking about this here, man.
Yeah. After.
We're not talking about.
Another standout moment was when earlier in the show was like when the John Walker's trying to calm down Okoye, puts his hand on his shoulder, and then he has his ass handed to him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What was the name of the death squad of Wakanda?
Dola.
Dora
Okay.
Milaje.
Dora Milaje.
Dora Milaje.
Dora
Dora
Milaje.
Milaje.
The Dora
Looking
the
strong,
Explorer.
John.
The-
The
You
Dora,
remember
the
the
Dora
stick-
Milaje scene was great.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
you saw
What?
TikTok.
No. I remember there's this TikToker named Nikki. She's so funny. She had like a skit where John Walker just crying, I got beat by my girls. They weren't even soldiers. What the fuck?
I still love that scene and the meme that people made out of it. When one of them like takes off Bucky's arm and the meme
Ayo.
just goes,
Oh
I
yeah.
have disarmed you.
God damn.
Hey.
Hey.
Any other?
It's
Yeah.
funny because when he says Ayo, her name is actually Ayo. So.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Any other standout
I-
moments for you people?
Yeah. I did
What do
like
you
that
mean by
they
you
brought
people?
the
Sorry, for the
Dora.
board.
How do you pronounce it? Dora.
Dora Milaje.
At least we
Dora
get
Milaje.
Dora Milaje to see a bit of Bucky's past, you know? Like, dude, that scene? That scene
Oh.
when, oh my god, give
Yeah.
Seb Stan an Oscar.
In front of the campfire.
Yeah.
When
Oh,
they're like,
Yeah, yeah.
scene.
oh my.
Dude,
So
I've
fucking
never seen
good.
someone go through all beef in one scene.
My
My
God.
God.
I swear,
Like,
Yeah.
Sebastian Stan should get an Oscar for that one.
Yeah.
That was a
I
really
don't
good
I don't
show.
think shows can get Oscars, but like I think
No.
he should get an Emmy for it easily.
Emmy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Emmy, yeah.
Yeah.
Not good
Oh.
for movies.
Speaking of other Marvel
I don't know how
characters,
it works. Sorry.
okay.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I was about to point out Flash Thompson.
Like what?
I wouldn't want to fight me neither.
I love your photos.
Yes. I mean, it is Marvel. But yeah.
My Discord profile pics have always been like, fuck, it's done it again.
Oh God.
Oh no.
Guys, any other standout moments before Seb's camera goes crazy again? Oh God.
Any standout moments?
God damn it.
Ooh,
Oh.
the flirting with Sarah was fun.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Okay, the downtime episode
Yeah.
Yeah.
where it was
Bucky
the
was
chill
invited
slash
to the
training
cookout.
episode. Yeah. The man was happy and could sleep for the first time.
Yeah.
So yeah. He was sleeping on a. That's the closest thing to a bed he slept on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Shield training scene was pretty dope too for me.
It
I
was
love the
pretty
scene.
dope,
Even
yeah.
though some people pointed out, like, how come he was showing it easy before, but now he's having a hard time? It's like, shut up and just enjoy the scene.
Maybe he's like throwing it like a frisbee, but this time he's actually throwing it like a deadly frisbee.
With with
I think
little
he was, like,
intention.
He's
adapting it
actually
to his
maneuvering
style.
with his shield.
Yeah,
He's actually maneuvering with the
Yeah.
shield now.
yeah.
Yeah,
Here he was just tossing it and like playing catch with
yeah,
Bucky.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
like
but they're not
Cause
friends
like
though.
They're
They're
just
not
a
friends.
they're
They,
just
They're not
they're
friends.
just a couple guys
yeah.
with a
yeah,
mutual
the mutual
friend,
friend.
and that mutual friend's gone now, so they're just a couple guys.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
like a couple guys can play catch with the shield. You
yeah.
know,
Yeah,
you
It
Yeah.
don't
is
gotta
what
be
it
A
friends.
very
is.
expensive shield. Yeah,
it's the exact same principle where like just because you can catch a
really.
baseball doesn't mean you should play in the MLB. Like
Exactly.
See,
that's kind
exactly,
of it.
exactly.
Yeah,
But
like
yeah,
I,
Ina pointed this out. Sam fights very differently as Captain America.
yes, for
Yeah.
Yeah.
sure.
In that he wins the fights. No, really, go back to his history in the MCU. He's lost all of his fights. The
Yeah.
only ever won a fight was with the in the first scene where they were taking out terrorists, but he's lost ever been in. Every single one. Rumlow, he lost that fight. Bucky, he lost that. Man, he lost that fight. His record is losing fights.
But then the
Against Iron Man, he kind of won. Well,
yeah,
that was a 2-on-1 though. That was a 2-on-1. So I don't think I'll give it that.
yeah,
They won against Walker, but he had help from Bucky, which is one of my favorite scenes. Just watching Bucky and Sam just get out of John Walker, because at that point that's what the entire fan base wanted to see.
yeah,
Like just
I
someone
feel
beat the shit
bad.
out of John Walker. Then they full on do a tag team tandem finisher, like the Bucky Sam version of the Dudley Death Drop. Just like I hit you with Walker, and you hit Walker with your. Oh
that's exactly what
yeah,
came to mind. It's like I've seen that move before somewhere.
dude, it felt like this is really hipster wrestling shit. Omega and Hangman's Page finisher. It's like it's a knee to the back of the head with a like he mushed them.
Yeah,
And I love that shit. I love also like whoever's choreographing this scene weren't just considering making good fight scenes, but also attuning the style of each character. Bucky's very power based in his fighting style. It's very distinct. He uses a lot of power moves. Sam uses a lot of his agility. Sometimes excessively so.
Well, he's not a super
So
soldier.
yeah,
He needs an assist.
Mhm.
he does use his strength to his advantage. There isn't a lot of flash to this. The only reason some of it is flashy is because bionic arm. But for the most part, he does rely heavily on his power. And you see Sam almost overcompensating with athleticism. And it's just nice to see how different it is. Sharon Carter is very weapons based with a lot of great jujitsu. John Walker's it's very military training.
yeah,
Mhm.
Kickboxing, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Very
Like
kickboxing.
it's very what you would have expected out of a guy trained in the military, and you could see that in the way they fight. There's just a shit ton of standout scenes here, man. Like this show's really good.
Yeah.
yeah. With all that being said, what would you rate the show? What would you rate it, guys? What would you go? I know you gave
Oh,
it in the beginning, but yes, please expound on why it's nine
oh,
out of
you
Oh,
ten.
gave it a 9, Ina.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I gave it a 9 because I felt like Harley deserved. Like I still felt like she could have been maximized more,
Hmm.
Yeah,
and then like I didn't think she deserved to die. Like well, also like the 9 out of 10 because I think they could have done more with even just maybe 2 more episodes. Make it a nice
yeah,
10, 8 to 10 episode
yeah,
thing
yeah.
because yeah, it felt rushed, but not as badly as other series. And it's
Mhm.
still a satisfying ending, but just the possibility of it being explained a little bit more would have
Yeah.
made it really, really good. But not that it's bad. Like it was a really good show. That's why I said 9 out of 10.
all right.
Yeah.
I will also give it a 9 out of 10. Like I liked almost everything: the characters, the story, the choreography. Um, but yeah, the only gripe I had is how they use the flag smashers, and that's the way it is. It is what it is. So
It is
9 out
what
of
it
10.
is.
It's what it is.
That's the most articulate
It
thing
is
I've
what it
ever heard you say.
is.
It is what it is.
It is what
It's
it
like,
is.
dude, Dude, why is it that you
Uh,
sound so much more articulate when you say it is what it is, rather than saying literally anything else? Okay, go in.
I'll help
anyway.
Enzo with his with his pronunciations of things.
I'm sorry. Yes, tell me would you like to give your score?
Me, yeah. It's pretty much same with you guys, like a 9 out of 10 for me. I would like to bump it up a bit, but yeah, Flag Smashers. But I really wanted to see Bucky. Well, we did see Bucky go wild, but like I really wanted to see him like
Winter
Captain
Soldier.
America, Winter
Winter
Soldier,
Soldier. Okay.
fucking flipping knives on his downtime.
He did it
Nearly,
once.
Yeah,
oh
yeah,
yeah,
I did
he
once.
was like practicing on the boat, but like I really wanted
Mm.
to see that terrifying Winter Soldier moment
Dude, he did it
and his soundtrack.
during the scene where they killed Battlestar. He did it once. He was just like, pa,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Come on, I just wanted to see more though.
pa.
And then he got a glimpse of
Oh
the past in the first episode too.
yeah. I know. I just wanted to see the unstoppable force that is the Winter Soldier again,
Okay. Okay, okay.
but
Mm.
just like doesn't kill. But yeah, I wanted to see the brutality again.
True.
How about you guys?
Evan,
What are your scores on this?
Winter Soldier.
I'm actually gonna give this one a 10 out of 10. Honestly,
Ooh.
um,
Ooh.
Wow.
look, I'm not saying the show is perfect, right?
Yeah, of
The show
course.
has
Yeah,
problems.
yeah, of course.
What are you
Yeah,
talking about? It is.
but yeah, yeah, but I think the show is just really like the show tries to do a lot, and for the most part, it it nails all of most of that on the
Most of
head.
them.
Yeah, and like I think this is like one of the most ambitious outings I've ever seen from Marvel, and just this show just does so much right, and it just leaves such a lasting impression that like I can honestly say that Falcon and the Winter Soldier is the best that the MCU has ever been uh since Winter Soldier.
Ooh, okay.
Hey. Alright.
Hey. Seb.
How about you, Seb?
I would give it a 9. You have no idea how attached I am to this show. Um, I would pretty much changed my life. But I am giving it a 9 because, like Edwin is saying, I think it should be longer. Um, we needed a couple more episodes of this show for us to feel like the pacing is right. And as people who are supposed to objectively review this just the way I do things, I don't think it's a justifiable 10 because the pacing could have been better. Certain things could have been slowed down. Not that things weren't done well with the pacing given to them, but I'm not giving this a perfect score because I think Marvel needs to listen to the fact that people want this and people want um and that they will gladly wait a couple more weeks to have more of this. So I don't think it should have been 6 episodes. I think six really damaged the greatness it could have achieved. Not that it didn't. As it is, it already achieved greatness, but that length and that forcing it to end at 6 episodes really hurt what could have been further done with at least 2 more episodes. So because of that, it's a 9, but I love the show to death so much.
Alright, that has been our video for the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. What do you guys think? Do you agree or disagree? Please comment below. And one final question for the board is, of all the upcoming MCU shows, which ones are you looking forward to the most? For me, the two...
Literally, Loki is the
Loki.
Yeah, pretty
only
much
thing coming
Loki is
out.
the only. Yeah,
It's the
that's just
only thing
Loki, man.
coming out.
Yeah,
You want to
this
talk
is the
about
only thing we're
Modoc or something?
I don't even know what to think about the show. I'm
I
looking...
mean,
That's pretty much Loki.
it's Patton Oswald, so I'm not looking forward to Modoc, but I don't currently,
Yeah,
you know.
Hmm.
I did Oswald. Yeah, yeah.
I am looking
Also
forward
coming out,
to
right?
Hawkeye and Moon Knight, which is Moon Knight's in the future.
Moon
Ooh.
Knight.
Yeah.
Right.
Moon
Oscar
Knight,
Isaac.
right.
Oscar Isaac, fuck.
do we have
Oh
a
man,
release
Gab
date on
is
that?
gonna be so happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a whole
Do we,
banner at the back.
Dude, Moon
do
Knight
we
is batshit crazy and it's everything Gab loves. He's gonna be so excited for that.
Yeah,
do we have a release date on Moon Knight?
I
No.
think it's in the future.
We don't
yeah,
But
even
they
have
did.
yeah.
confirmation that it's Oscar Isaac.
Yeah.
No, there's like one where he was doing like knife training.
Yeah, but they never said what that was for.
Yeah, it could be for
Mhm.
Doom. Who knows? Doom. Yeah,
Oh, Dune.
Is
I
it
thought Doom.
Dune's in post prod,
Oh
isn't it?
right.
yeah.
Yeah, isn't it already done shooting?
Yeah. Well, part one
Yeah,
is.
can yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. Um.
Well, who knows? Those could be like choreography footage, and then
Yeah.
they were like, oh,
I
it's
mean,
Moonlight.
I am looking forward to a show that could happen. Again, I said this in the WandaVision thing. Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts.
Yes,
Fucking give us
Thunderbolts.
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 Give us a Zemo-led Avengers team. Come on, bro. We need it.
Anyone looking forward to Miss Marvel? Ayao?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
She-Hulk looks cool too. With
yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
yeah.
I want to see how they.
I
do
will
that.
say though that the only reason I'm not looking forward to Miss Marvel is that I'm not familiar with Miss Marvel or Kamala Khan, but I know Kamala Khan is a very well-loved character, especially by newer readers, especially by female readers. So
Yes.
what I will say about this is that Kamala Khan has a great reputation as a character, and I'm very happy for the fans Miss Marvel to be able to see Kamala Khan on screen. I
Yes.
just am not excited about it because I've never read Kamala Khan. Um, but I'm sure it's gonna be great.
I only know
Well,
On
her.
seeing how
point,
Disney Plus is right now, for
Yeah.
sure, it might change our mind if we keep our
Yeah.
eyes open.
dude. Disney Plus is amazing. Like for geek shit, it has been consistently amazing. The
Yeah.
worst thing Disney Plus has released, in my opinion, is and the Bad Batch is not bad at all. It
Yes.
just it just lacks a little bit because they're doing Filoni fillers. But Bad Batch is a great show.
Filoni filler.
Bless you. Anyway, yes. If you like all these personalities, you can find them per usual. You can find Edwin at twitch.tv/Urity streaming Final Fantasy 14. And what else do you stream, Edwin?
I've been streaming Danganronpa 2 lately. I was
I love that
supposed to stream
game.
it this week. Yeah, come check the stream out.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I do weird anime voices for all the characters. It's great.
Oh, yes, he does.
Yeah, he does. He does, and it's actually really good until he gets to the females.
I
and
love
just
it.
sounds like
Sparkle
him.
surprise for real.
Yeah, it's great, man.
Hey man, you gotta
That's
commit to your content.
cool.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
it's
Yeah.
great. It's great. Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays for fellow Filipinos. Am I right? At 9 a.m.
Mhm.
All right.
Yes, sir.
7. Ina, where can people find you?
Well, to find us, you can find us on facebook.com/realculturepit, Instagram and Twitter at realculturepit, and our gaming channel on TikTok at culturepit gaming.
Mhm.
But there is a place where you could find Tina. And you can talk about that if you want.
Sure. It's I do lots of weeb shit on TikTok at Nekomanan. Though it's mostly me simping over two-dimensional men.
That's fine.
There we go again.
We
Ina
all.
constantly underselling herself. Just like just promote your shit and be done with it. Ina.
There,
It's all good.
Nekomanan. TikTok.
There we go.
God.
That's
Okay.
the shit.
Say it with chest.
There
Say
we
with
go.
the chest.
Shy. But
John
yeah.
will have his Instagram art account soon. Am I right, buddy?
Yeah, follow me at Jom. So it's
Ooh.
spelled GEOM. At Jom. It's
Ooh.
my art account.
Oh, wait.
That is such an
Ooh.
annoying way to
Yeah.
like it's just
It is.
saying
Dude, do you know how many times I had to correct people on how to spell my actual name, right? Yeah, because it's George. My real name's George. And people keep thinking it's the GEORG.
Oh, so it's
So it's just
Jorge.
a mix of,
I thought
yeah.
I thought it was Jomar because of Jose Marie.
No, it's George Murray.
Yeah.
We're finding out a lot of things
I
today.
Yeah.
was never a
All right. We can continue this after the video.
I've known these guys for a decade and I didn't know his name was George.
Oh,
See,
God.
Ina, look at that. Look at that.
Yeah.
You
That's
can,
a colleague right there.
but for now, you can find Jomer, at Festival Mall collecting them Gundam. God plus, am I
Dude,
right?
fuck off.
I'm kidding.
But he's not wrong.
You can follow Edwin somewhere in Vancouver. You can follow Ina somewhere in Las Piñas, me
Me
in San
too.
Juan. And
Just go to Greenhouse when you're
Jorge,
in there.
yeah, you won't want to, but you will. Jorge, you'll find him in his house,
Yes.
still sitting in front of that fucking Darth Vader banner towel.
Uh, bed sheet.
Shit.
Like it?
Grabe.
That shit.
But to find me digitally, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Links down below. Thank you so much for watching our videos. As I said before, please continue to follow safety protocol. Wear a mask, social distance, and get vaccinated if you can. We're about to go crazy. Thank you. Thank you. Goodbye. I'll see you all later. Goodbye now.
Ciao.
Bye.